Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Physics with Ankevat. To learn concepts of physics, subscribe this channel and press the bell icon button to notified of every new video. Dear learners, so far I have been doing for the class 12th physics in the form of series of video lectures. Now onwards, I will be doing the same for class 9th also for the subject physics in the form of series of video lectures. Let us begin with the first series of video lecture. We will discuss about the concepts of laws of motion, and today I am going to deliver the first lecture of the series of laws of motion. I hope you will learn a lot through this new mode of learning, and definitely it will help you out during this lockdown period due to pandemic. So let us begin with the first video lecture of this series. In this video lecture, we will start with laws of motion. You know very well that Newton had contributed a lot in the field of laws of motion. Rather, we can say in the field of mechanics, there are so many contributions of the great scientist Newton. So, in this chapter, we will cover the fundamental concepts given by Newton and then Newton's first law of motion. So, to understand the laws of motion given by Newton, first of all, we should learn about or understand about the few fundamental concepts related to the motion. You all are aware about some quantities like mass, speed, velocity. About these quantities, you have studied in your lower classes. Today I will tell you about one more important quantity that is very much required to understand the motion, and that quantity is momentum. Before talking about momentum, let me tell you what is mass. Mass is the quantity contained by the substance. Speed is the quantity that indicates us about the fastness of motion of the object, and velocity is again very much related to speed, but the additional information in velocity is direction of the motion. So speed is indicating about the fastness of motion, and velocity in addition to speed indicates about the direction of motion as well. For an example, if we consider an object is moving with a speed of 50 km per hour, then we are talking about how fast the object is moving, but we are not talking about the direction of motion. When it comes to velocity, then we use the direction also. If the object is moving with 50 km per hour towards north, then it is considered in velocity. So speed is scalar quantity and velocity is vector quantity. It is very much known that those quantities require direction, they are vectors, and those quantities which do not require direction, they are scalars. So now let us come to the interest of quantity of today, that is momentum. This momentum is product of mass and velocity. So it is very simple. If we multiply mass and velocity of the object, then the quantity is known as momentum. So if you want to write this in formula, this will be P is equal to mv. You can see I have put an arrow over two quantities symbolized by P and V. P is momentum here and V is velocity. This arrow indicates that these quantities are vector. We don't have arrow over the M. It means mass is not a vector quantity, it is a scalar quantity. So its SI unit is kilogram into meter per second. This is the SI unit of the quantity momentum. So momentum is very fundamental quantity if you want to discuss about the motion of any object and laws of motion as well. Now we will talk about the Newton's first law of motion. Newton studied about the motion of objects and put forward his findings in the form of three laws known as Newton's laws of motion. So I am taking first law out of them. In this law he stated every object in this universe has the tendency to remain in its original state of rest or uniform motion till an unbalanced force is not applied on it. So these are the major concern of Newton. In his first law, he stated that every object in this universe has the tendency to remain in its original state of rest or of uniform motion till an unbalanced force is not applied on it. It means अगर हम किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट पर जब तक कोई एक्सटर्नल फोर्स अप्लाई नहीं करते हैं तब तक वो अपने ओरिजिनल स्टेट को नहीं छोड़ता है. ओरिजिनल स्टेट मीन्स अगर वो रेस्ट में है, रेस्ट का मतलब जो मूव नहीं कर रहा है, और अगर वो मोशन में है और यूनिफॉर्म मोशन में है. यूनिफॉर्म मोशन मीन्स इफ ऑब्जेक्ट इज मूविंग विद सेम स्पीड एंड सेम वेलोसिटी. अगर ऑब्जेक्ट सेम स्पीड और सेम वेलोसिटी से मूव करता है तो उसको हम यूनिफॉर्म मोशन बोलते हैं. लाइक अगर कोई ऑब्जेक्ट 40 किलोमीटर पर आवर की स्पीड से नॉर्थ की तरफ जा रहा है और वो एज इट इज़ चलता रहता है फॉर एवर, देन इट इज़ known as uniform motion. We can take an example. You know that Earth is revolving around the sun and the duration does not change. It takes every time the same time in completing one revolution. Likewise, the Earth is rotating about its own axis with the same speed. So these are the examples of uniform motion. But when it comes to velocity, then direction of motion of revolving motion of the earth is changing continuously. So this is an example of uniform circular motion. That object is moving along the circular motion. So I hope the concept of uniform motion is clear. So in this law, Newton suggested only very fundamental thing, that every object will remain in its original state until and unless you are not applying any unbalanced external force. The meaning of unbalanced external force is also very important to understand. Uh, Suppose you are pushing a very heavy object and you are not able to move that object. It means net force on the object is zero. So such kind of forces are known as balance force. But if you are applying force and something is changing there, like the speed of object is changing, or you are able to move the object from rest, so this is called unbalanced external force. So until and unless you are not applying unbalanced force, the object will not change its original state. This property is known as inertia. And the law is known as law of inertia. There are certain examples of law of inertia. If we consider any vehicle like train, there are certain examples of law of inertia. First, if I talk about the rest, then you can take the example of train. If a train is not in motion, it is lying on the track near the platform. If train starts moving suddenly, then you might have observed that we experience a backward jerk. So this backward jerk is because of this ability or this property inertia, in which our body and train both were at rest. Since the train started moving all of a sudden, so our body tends to remain at rest and we experience a backward jerk. Likewise, if we take the opposite of this, let the bus is moving and the driver applies brake suddenly, then we experience a forward force. The reason behind, our body was also in motion with the motion of bus. So when the driver applies brakes, what happens? The bus tends to come to rest, but our body is in motion, so we move forward. So these are the examples of Newton's first law of motion, and I hope you understood the concept of Newton's first law of motion. A few more things we will discuss here about the force. And that is effect of force. If force is applied on any object, then what are the effects of forces, or what are the possibilities uh, can take place? We can say it can change the momentum. As we are talking about momentum here, so I have taken the first impact on momentum. If you are applying force, then momentum of the object can change if the object is in motion. If you are applying force in the same direction, then definitely its momentum will increase because the speed will increase. If you are applying force in opposite direction, then definitely its momentum will decrease. So in that way, the momentum of object can change. The second important thing is its shape can change. It can change the shape of object if it is possible. Suppose we are having a balloon which is perfectly spherical in form. If we are just compressing the balloon, you can see the shape of balloon will change. So in that way, the force can affect the shape of object. Then we can say it can change the size of object also. Uh, Again, we can take an example. If you stretch a rubber, then you can observe the length of rubber increases. So this is what the effect on size of the object. So these are the major impacts of force possible on any object. So in today's lecture, I explained you about some fundamental quantities related to motion. Then we discussed about Newton's first law of motion. The fundamental quantities we talked about here in this lecture are mass, speed, and velocity. And the very important quantity is momentum here. So momentum is product of mass and velocity. It is given by P is equal to mv, and its SI unit is kilogram into meter per second, because unit of mass is kilogram and unit of velocity is meter per second. So unit of momentum is kilogram meter per second. Moreover, momentum is a vector quantity. Then we had a discussion about Newton's first law of motion, and you came to know about the concept of Newton's first law of motion, which was stated by Newton. Then we discussed about effects of force. These are the major effects. Apart from these, few more we can discuss, that we'll discuss later on in detail when we will talk about Newton's second law and third law of motion. So I hope you understood the concepts explained in this video lecture. We will keep interacting in the same mode. Thanks for watching this video. Keep watching, keep learning. We will meet very soon in the next video lecture.